These pickup trucks are bankrupting dealerships across America, and the desperate moves they're making to survive will either save you thousands or cost you everything. Right now, while you're watching this, 21 specific truck models are bleeding dealers dry at $50 per day in interest costs. Managers are losing sleep. Corporate is breathing down their necks, and some dealerships, they're quietly preparing to close their doors forever. But here's what they don't want you to discover. Their financial nightmare is about to become your golden opportunity. Mike, a contractor from Ohio, just walked into a showroom where the sales manager was practically begging him to take a $65,000 Silverado for $48,000. No haggling, no games, just pure desperation. Yet there's a darker side to this story. These aren't just overpriced trucks. They're rolling time bombs with hidden defects that could cost you more than the dealer's discount could ever save. Engine failures at 60,000 miles. Transmissions that shudder like they're having seizures. Electrical systems that make your truck smarter than reliable. The dealers know, the manufacturers know, but they're betting you don't. So here's the million-dollar question. When dealerships are this desperate to dump problem trucks, how do you tell the difference between a genuine steal and a financial disaster waiting to happen? The electric revolution was supposed to save the truck industry. Instead, it's destroying dealer balance sheets 1 kilowatt at a time. Let's start with the trucks that promised the future but delivered cold, hard reality checks. 3 electric disasters bleeding dealers dry while customers run the other direction. The Lightning was Ford's electric flagship, the truck that would prove EVs could handle real work. Instead, it's proving how fast dealers can lose money on aged inventory. Here's the brutal math. Every Lightning sitting over 90 days costs dealers $47 daily in floor plan interest. Insurance premiums are climbing, resale values are dropping faster than battery percentage in winter. And Ford Corporate? They're pushing dealers to move aged EV inventory before next year's models make these look even more outdated. Sarah from Michigan learned this lesson the expensive way. Bought the Lightning thinking I was getting the future. Turns out I got a $75,000 science experiment that can't make it to my job site and back. Winter hits, and I lose 40% of my range. Try explaining to your crew why the work truck is dead in the parking lot. The marketing promised 300 miles of range. Reality delivered 180 miles in cold weather while towing. Customers who needed trucks for actual work discovered they'd bought expensive lawn ornaments. Walk into that showroom with confidence. I'm taking the rebate, not the rate. Print me an out-the-door price, tax and dock only. No protection packages. If you can't do that, I'll check the Lightning down the street that's been sitting even longer. Target 18 to 25% off MSRP on any Lightning aging over 90 days. Demand home charger installation or 3 years of maintenance thrown in. They're already bleeding money. Make them bleed it helping you. Want reliability? Find an F-150 with the 5.0 V8 without cylinder deactivation. Boring? Maybe. Functional? Absolutely. The Hummer EV, GM's $100,000 monument to everything wrong with modern truck design. This thing weighs more than some commercial vehicles, devours tires like a hungry teenager, and delivers real-world range that makes the EPA estimates look like fairy tales. A dealer in Arizona confided, "I've had the same Hummer EV for 127 days. That's $19,000 in floor plan interest on a truck nobody wants. At this point, I'd rather donate it than keep paying to store it." The buyer pool for six-figure electric trucks is microscopic. Every month, it costs $150 in floor plan bleeding. Dealers ordered these thinking early adopters would line up. Instead, they learned that people with $100,000 want vehicles that actually work. Look the manager dead in the eye. This is a museum piece, not a work truck. Price it to move, or I'll wait for the next dealer who realizes they can't afford to keep it on the lot. Push for 15 to 22% off sticker. Don't leave without tire and brake warranty coverage in writing. These things devour consumables. The Rivian R1T, the startup truck teaching dealers expensive lessons about betting on unproven companies. Early build quality makes Tesla look polished. Parts delays stretch for months. Service networks are thinner than the excuses. Mike from Texas. Cool truck when it works. Problem is, it spent more time at service centers than in my driveway. Good luck finding parts outside major cities. Tell them straight, I'll sign today, but I need service loaner guarantee in writing. When this breaks, not if, when, I'm not getting stuck without wheels. Target $5,000 to $12,000 below sticker on age 5 INs. The longer they sit, the more desperate dealers get. 3 electric trucks, 3 different flavors of dealer desperation. But if you think electric disasters are expensive, Wait until you see what happens when diesel emission systems decide to take permanent vacations. The heavy-duty trucks that were supposed to be bulletproof workhorses. Instead, they've become expensive paperweights with diesel engines that spend more time in repair bays than on job sites. Modern emission systems have transformed reliable workhorses into rolling repair bills. Dealers are learning this lesson through bleeding bank accounts. The Duramax that Chevy promised would be different this time. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. These trucks limp into service bays with injector failures at 30,000 miles. Emission systems so sensitive that dirty air filters trigger limp mode. When that happens, you're staring at $3,000 minimum just to get the computer talking to the engine again. A fleet manager told me his nightmare: bought 12 Silverado HDs. 8 are down for emissions repairs. I'm financing $560,000 worth of trucks I can't use, never buying GM diesel again. Every Silverado HD sitting over 90 days bleeds serious floor plan interest. These aren't $30,000 half-tons. They're $70,000 trucks eating credit lines alive. Sales managers get heat from corporate to move aged, heavy-duty inventory before it becomes total loss. Walk up with authority. This VIN's been here 90-plus days. I'm solving your interest problem today, but only if the price reflects the emissions risk I'm taking. Add, I need loaner coverage in writing when this hits limp mode. Because it's not if, it's when. Target 10 to 18% off MSRP. Get extended powertrain coverage baked into the negotiated price, not stacked on top. Want reliability? Consider the gas 6.6 for local work, or find certified pre-emissions diesel with solid records. The Cummins engine built Ram's reputation and remains solid. Everything bolted to it? That's where problems start. The 68RFE transmission can't handle long-term torque. Emission systems throw codes like slot machines. When DEF systems take vacations, you're looking at $4,000 just to get back on the road. These failures happen right after basic warranty expires. Sarah from Colorado. Love the engine power. Hate the $6,800 I've spent on transmission and emissions repairs in 2 years. My old Ram never saw a shop. Ram dealers sit on inventory longer because word spreads fast in contractor communities. Every month, these age represents serious floor plan bleeding on vehicles costing more than houses. Same energy. I know what this costs you daily. Let's solve both our problems with reality-based pricing. Push for 10 to 18% off with extended powertrain coverage in writing. The Cummins is bulletproof. Everything connected to it breaks. Ford's Power Stroke was supposed to answer everyone else's problems. Instead, it created expensive new ones. High-pressure fuel pumps fail without warning. Turbo systems more complex than space shuttles cost $5,000 when they fail. Emission systems have more sensors than NASA launches, and Ford's solution seems to be add more sensors instead of make it simpler. A construction owner bought 6 Super Duties thinking Ford figured it out. 3 are down for fuel system repairs. Back to buying gas trucks. Walk in with authority. This truck's been here long enough to cost real money. I'm solving that problem, but the price needs to reflect the risk. Same expectations, same warranty demands. These are expensive trucks with expensive problems requiring expensive protection. 4 different badges, 1 fundamental problem: modern diesel emissions, too complex for their own good. But if you think diesel disasters are bad, wait until you see what happens when engineers try to make gas engines smarter. The gas engines that were supposed to be the simple, reliable choice, then engineers decided to make them smarter by shutting off half the cylinders to save fuel. Turns out, engines don't like being turned on and off like light switches. Welcome to cylinder deactivation, where manufacturers chase EPA numbers while customers pay repair bills. GM's dynamic fuel management system. They called it revolutionary. Owners call it expensive. Lifters fail at 60,000 miles like clockwork. When they go, they drag camshafts down with them. You're staring at $4,000 to $6,000 engine rebuilds on barely broken-in trucks. The 10-speed transmission shifts like it's having personality crises. Harsh downshifts, jerking passengers around, hunting gears like confused teenagers. Tom from Arizona. Bought my Sierra new, babied it, changed oil every 3,000 miles. At 58,000 miles, it started ticking like a time bomb. $5,200 later, I had a rebuilt engine. GM said it was normal wear. GM quietly extends warranties because failure rates are embarrassing. Every Sierra with DFM sitting over 90 days represents inventory they can't move because contractors are talking. Word spreads fast when work trucks need new engines before they're paid off. If you don't want to get taken for a ride like Tom almost did, make sure you subscribe so you're always up to date with the latest dealer tactics and market insights. The game changes fast, and knowledge is your only protection. Sit down with confidence. The discount needs to equal lifter replacement risk. Price this to beat my certified pre-owned V8 alternative by at least $5,000. Or I'm walking. Add, I want lifter coverage in writing, separate from standard warranty. Not handshakes, written coverage. Push for 12 to 20% off MSRP. Get specific DFM system coverage in writing. These engines are ticking time bombs. Skip the headache. Find F-150 with 5.0 V8 without cylinder deactivation, or hunt down used Tundra with 5.7 V8. Same engine, same problems, different grille. Chevy dealers learn that sharing GM's worst ideas doesn't improve them. DFM systems fail so consistently that independent shops advertise lifter replacement specials. The 10-speed transmission has identical identity crises. Can't decide what gear it wants, creating driving experiences that feel like constant negotiation between you and the computer. A Texas Chevy dealer, 7 Silverados with DFM over 100 days old. That's $28,000 in interest bleeding daily. I'm practically begging people to take them. Same approach. This truck comes with built-in engine replacement schedules. The price needs to reflect that reality, or I'll find someone who understands math. Same targets, 12 to 20% off with written lifter coverage covering expensive repairs, not just oil changes. Ram's multi-displacement system creating oil pressure issues leading to the infamous hemi-tick. When owners hear that distinctive sound, they know wallets are about to get lighter. MDS systems create pressure problems killing lifters. Repairs run $3,000 to $5,000 if caught early. Wait too long? Complete engine replacement. The tick is so common it has YouTube channels and forum support groups. Mike from Florida. Loved everything about my Ram except the ticking. Started at 45,000 miles, dealer said it was characteristic. $4,200 later, I learned what characteristic really costs. Ram dealers know about the tick, they just hope you don't. Every aged Ram, 1,500 with MDS, represents customers who did homework and walked away. Walk in with authority. Everyone knows about the hemi-tick. Discount this like the market knows the risks, because they do. Add, I want MDS lifter coverage in writing, or I'm buying something that doesn't tick like a time bomb. Target 12 to 20% off with specific MDS coverage in writing. 3 manufacturers, same terrible idea, making simple engines complicated to chase government numbers. The result? Engines that save fuel when running and cost fortunes when they're not, but the real money-bleeding disasters? Those are coming next. The engines that promise to have it all: power, efficiency, and reliability. Instead, they delivered complexity that makes your mechanic's kids' college funds grow faster than your truck's value. Welcome to forced induction and electrical integration, where manufacturers chase performance numbers while customers pay for science experiments. Toyota's first turbocharged truck engine. The company that built its reputation on bulletproof reliability decided to get complicated. Big mistake. Timing chains stretch earlier than expected. Turbos run nuclear hot under heavy loads, and cooling systems wave white flags when you need them most. Towing in summer heat? The engine goes into protection mode and cuts power right when you're climbing mountain passes. The hybrid iForce Max adds electrical complexity that leaves techs scratching heads. David from Colorado. Loved the power until I tried towing my camper to Moab. Truck went into limp mode 3 times climbing up. Had to unhook and drive separately. What's the point of a truck that can't truck? This goes against everything Toyota represents. These trucks sit longer than expected because Tundra buyers expect 300,000-mile reliability, not 60,000-mile major repairs. Every aged new Tundra represents customers probably buying used ones with proven 5.7 V8 engines instead. Look them in the eye. Show me TSBS completed on this VIN, then price it like the market knows Toyota isn't bulletproof anymore. Add, I need cooling system and timing coverage in writing, because this isn't the Toyota my dad bought. Push for 8 to 15% off newer units, 12 to 18% on anything aging over 90 days. Demand proof that current TSBS are completed. Smart move. Find used Tundra with 5.7 V8. That engine will outlast 2 of these new twin turbos. Ford's hybrid system supposed to make F-150s even better. Instead, it made repairs twice as expensive. Hybrid battery cooling systems fail. Electric motor integration causes transmission problems regular techs can't diagnose. When hybrid systems fail, you're not just looking at engine repairs, you're looking at electrical system repairs costing twice as much and taking twice as long. A Ford service manager. Power boost repairs average $4,800 versus $2,400 for regular F-150s. Hybrid complexity doubles everything: diagnostic time, parts cost, labor hours. It's a technician's nightmare. Ford dealers loaded up thinking hybrid would be the next big thing. Instead, they learned early adopters pay premium prices for beta testing. Every power boost aging on lots represents customers wanting proven technology, not science experiments. Sit down with confidence. This is first-generation hybrid tech with first-generation problems. Price it like the experiment it is. Add, I want hybrid system coverage in writing because when electrical stuff goes wrong, it goes expensive. Target 8 to 15% off newer units, up to 18% on aged inventory. Get specific hybrid system coverage for electrical components and integration issues. Better choice. Stick with regular F155.0 V8, proven, reliable, and any mechanic can fix it without computer science degrees. EcoBoost engine supposed to prove small displacement could handle big jobs. The 10-speed transmission supposed to be the perfect partner. Together, they're perfect storms of heat and confusion. The 2.7 EcoBoost carbon builds intake valves because direct injection doesn't clean them. The 3.5 EcoBoost has timing chain stretch under heavy loads. The 10R80, transmission hunts gears, shudders on shifts, and overheats when towing. Combine turbo heat with transmission heat while pulling trailers, and something expensive breaks. Jennifer from Texas bought my EcoBoost to tow our travel trailer. First big trip, transmission overheated in New Mexico. $3,400 repair. Dealer said I was exceeding duty cycle. I was towing 6,000 pounds with a truck rated for 11,000. Ford dealers deal with customers who bought these for towing and learned small engines work harder, not smarter. Every aged EcoBoost represents customers avoiding them because word is out about heat issues. Walk in with authority. Show me TSBS completed on cooling and transmission, then price this like the market knows about towing problems. Add, I need written coverage for carbon cleaning and transmission overheating because both will happen. Push for 8 to 15% off newer units, 12 to 18% on aged inventory. 3 approaches to modern complexity, 3 ways to turn simple trucks into expensive problems. But if you think full-size complexity is bad, wait until you see what happens when manufacturers cram all these problems into smaller packages. Mike sits outside the 5th dealership, staring at his phone. The email quote looked perfect. $9,200 off a Silverado, 2.9% financing, fair trade value. Then he walked inside. That internet price doesn't include protection packages, the sales manager said, sliding new paperwork across the desk, and we reevaluated your trade. The $9,200 discount became $3,400 after required add-ons. His trade value dropped $2,000 for reconditioning needs they hadn't mentioned. Mike walked out. Again, his phone buzzes, text from his wife. How'd it go? Then he remembers something about dealers being more desperate than buyers, about aged inventory bleeding them dry daily. He looks back at the dealership, trucks in the back lot, dust on windshields, red tags flapping like surrender flags, trucks costing dealers money. Mike gets out and walks back inside. This time, he's armed with knowledge. Mike walks straight to the used car manager. Show me what's been sitting over 90 days. Those are the trucks I want. The manager looks impressed. You've done your homework. Mike has learned VIN aging equals leverage. Every day costs dealers $40 to $50 in floor plan interest. A 120-day truck has cost them $5,000 they'll never recover. Out the door price first, Mike says. Tax, title, dock fee only. No ads. Mike has 3 dealer quotes in his pocket. He shows the lowest to the current dealer. Beat this, and I'll leave a deposit right now. When the manager returns, Mike is ready. If you can do this OTD price, I'll leave a deposit right now. This VIN's been here 127 days. The interest is bleeding you. Help me help you. Put loaner coverage in writing for powertrain issues. We're $2,000 apart. Call me by 6 p.m. if you change your mind. Before signing, Mike does the inspection that separates smart buyers from victims. He checks for coolant in oil and oil in coolant, early head gasket warning signs. He test drives when it's hot, not cold, to see how the transmission really behaves. For hybrids and EVs, he checks 12-volt battery health and charging system operation. For diesels, he ensures DEF systems aren't throwing codes that will cost $3,000 next month. Most importantly, he insists on factory extended warranty only, not third-party coverage stuffed into financing. Mike has a written CarMax offer in his pocket, $2,000 higher than the dealer's first appraisal. When they try to lowball his trade, he shows them the offer. Match it or I'll sell it myself. They match it. When they try adding fees at the finance desk, Mike uses the script that works. This wasn't our agreement. Fix the paperwork or I'm leaving. He's prepared to walk. That's the secret. You have to be genuinely willing to leave because dealers smell desperation across showroom floors. Mike drives home in a truck he actually wanted at a price he could afford. Final numbers. Dealer asking price was $57,480. His final OTD was $48,200 with no add-ons. He saved $9,280 by being patient, prepared, and willing to walk away. More importantly, he bought back his peace of mind. The truck has a solid engine without cylinder deactivation problems. The transmission is proven. The warranty covers things that actually matter. His wife meets him in the driveway. "How'd it go this time?" Mike smiles. "I didn't just buy a truck. I bought back my sleep." Want to avoid the 17 car brands that will cost you the most money in 2025? Download our free ebook, Avoid the 17 car brands you need to avoid in 2025, and protect yourself from the biggest automotive money traps. Link in the description. The secret: dealers need to sell more than buyers need to buy. That knowledge makes all the difference. Right now, as you're watching this video, the pickup truck industry is experiencing the largest inventory crisis in modern history. And that crisis is about to make some people very rich, while financially destroying others. The numbers don't lie. Across America, there are over 180,000 new pickup trucks sitting on dealer lots, not for days or weeks. We're talking 120-plus days of nobody even kicking the tires. That's $360 million in daily floor plan interest bleeding from dealer bank accounts like a severed artery. But here's what the industry desperately doesn't want you to discover. This isn't temporary. This is the new reality, and it's about to get much worse. Three forces are colliding to create the perfect storm-destroying dealer profitability. First, manufacturers pushed production beyond demand. They built trucks for a market that no longer exists at prices working families can't afford. The average pickup now costs $65,000 more than most people's annual salary. Second, interest rates killed financing. When truck payments hit $1,200 monthly, customers walked away. The buyers who remain are pickier, smarter, and armed with information dealers used to control. Third, quality collapsed while prices soared. Customers are paying luxury car prices for economy car reliability. Word spreads fast when your $70,000 truck needs a new engine at 60,000 miles. A dealer in Ohio told me the brutal truth. "I've got $2.8 million in aged truck inventory. That's $4,200 daily in interest charges on trucks customers actively avoid. I'm not selling trucks anymore. I'm managing financial disasters." Industry analysts estimate over 300 dealerships could close by year's end. Not small mom-and-pop stores, major franchises with decades of history. The floor plan interest on aged inventory is crushing them faster than they can discount their way out. A former Chevy dealer in Arizona sold my franchise last month. Couldn't afford to keep bleeding $8,000 daily on trucks nobody wants. 23 years in business and cylinder deactivation engines killed my dealership. But here's the opportunity hidden in this crisis. Desperate sellers make incredible deals. When dealers face bankruptcy, they'll take any offer that stops the bleeding. Here's exactly how to exploit dealer desperation without becoming their next victim. Step 1. Target the desperate. Look for dealers with 15-plus trucks of the same problematic model. That's not coincidence. That's panic buying followed by reality. These dealers will negotiate aggressively to move aged inventory. Step 2. Know the bleeding points. Every truck over 90 days old costs dealers $40 to $60 daily in floor plan interest. A truck sitting 150 days has cost them $7,500 in interest alone. That's your opening leverage. Step 3. Use the magic words walk in and say, "I'm here to solve your aged inventory problem. Show me what's been sitting over 120 days and let's make a deal that stops your daily bleeding." Step 4. Demand reality pricing. Don't negotiate from MSRP. Negotiate from the dealer's total cost, including interest. A $50,000 truck sitting 120 days has cost them $57,200. Anything above $45,000 is still profit. Step 5. Get protection in writing. These trucks have problems. That's why they're sitting. Demand extended coverage for the specific failures plaguing each model. Make the dealer's desperation work for your protection. Some trucks are sitting for good reasons. Avoid these financial disasters entirely. Any Silverado/Sierra with DFM lifter failures guaranteed Nissan Titan's orphaned brand parts disappearing. Early Tundras with twin turbo, cooling system failures. Any diesel with over 100,000 miles, emission system time bombs. These trucks have problems, but they're manageable with proper protection. F155.0 avoid EcoBoost, avoid 10-speed when possible. Ram 1500 with 5.7 Hemi, get MDS coverage, avoid Classic. Used Tundra 5.7 V8, pre-2022 models only. This opportunity won't last forever. Here's what's coming. Next 90 days, peak desperation. Dealers will take massive losses to stop bleeding. 90 to 180 days. Bankruptcies accelerate. Surviving dealers get more desperate. 6 to 12 months. Market resets. Manufacturers cut production. Inventory normalizes at much lower prices. 12 plus months. New normal emerges. Trucks cost 20 to 30% less, but selection is limited. You have 3 choices. Choice 1. Wait and hope prices drop further. Risk. Good deals disappear as inventory gets liquidated to wholesalers. Choice 2. Buy now from desperate dealers. Risk. You might get a problem truck without proper protection. Choice 3. Use this playbook to get maximum discount with maximum protection. Risk. You might actually get a great deal. The pickup truck market as we knew it is dead. The days of paying $70,000 for trucks that break at 60,000 miles are over. Customers are smarter, information is everywhere, and dealers can't hide behind marketing anymore. But this death creates opportunity. Dealer desperation is your leverage. Their mistakes are your discounts. Their aged inventory is your negotiating power. The question isn't whether the truck market will reset, it's whether you'll be positioned to profit when it does. The dealers who survive this apocalypse will be the ones who learn to price trucks fairly and stand behind their quality. The ones who don't, they're about to become your best source for incredible deals. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next wave of automotive opportunities. Because when entire industries collapse, the informed make fortunes while everyone else gets crushed. The pickup truck apocalypse is here. The only question is, will you be ready to profit from the chaos